Hey everybody, what's going on? It's yours truly again, Miss Cat Rio, the girl in our lives, and this right here is the latest video of my vlog, y'all. That was a little better than yesterday's video. Hi everybody, what's going on? It's me again, still in rehab, and I posted a video last night, and thank you guys for those that left comments, for all of you that watched. Thank you so much, man. It means so much to me to know that you guys are still supporting me. Thank you for the lovely comments and the backup support that you guys are giving me. It really moves me a lot. And I just wanted to say I love you and thank you again. I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to execute another video. One thing that I did learn by watching the video that I posted last night was that I found myself struggling with a lot of vocabulary. I found myself struggling with my thoughts and just being able to formulate sentences, you know? And so, well, here's two things. All right, so there's that, right? And then there's also the fact that I was showing my class here in rehab school, I was showing them my videos from before I went to rehab. And after watching a couple episodes of my previous videos that I did prior to rehab, I noticed a big change in my behavior, and mostly because in the previous videos, I was high in every video. I mean, one thing that I didn't disclose to you guys, was that in reality, I wasn't just abusing Xanax. For years and years, I've been abusing crystal meth. And on top of doing opiates, on top of doing heroin and fentanyl, I have been abusing crystal meth for 30 years, and not consecutively, mind you. I've taken breaks in between those 30 years, you know, certain times that I've stopped using. Like, for example, I stopped for 10 years at one point, and I stopped for another 7 years. And then since 2017, it's been pretty consistent. I've made a few breaks here and there, but nothing significant. So in the beginning of my rehab journey, I was only acknowledging the fact that I did Xanax, but I was leaving out the fact that I did crystal meth because of the great shame that comes with doing it. I didn't want people to know that I was doing crystal meth. I didn't want people to think less of me, and it had such a stigma behind it, understandably so, that it was something that I wanted to keep hidden. After the events that unfolded, after seeing what happened to my life, how I lost everything due to my using crystal meth, how I lost everything and nearly my life for using opiates as well, I decided to put myself into rehab, and I decided to get the most out of it. So I've been here for months trying to repair the shambles of my life. Thankfully, I was able to save my life and come here and at least have something to hold on to. Now, my life is unrecognizable at the moment. I live in a rehab, out of state. I'm away from my friends, my family. I'm away from my boyfriend. I'm away from everything that I've ever known because I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to fix myself. But one thing that I noticed by doing the videos that I did yesterday and by looking back at the videos that I've done previously is that I'm not the same. There has definitely been some damage done by my crystal meth use. When you use crystal meth for 30 years on and off, there's got to be something that's going to happen, something that's going to manifest some damage that you've done to your body. And excuse me, although I don't know anything that's really happening to my body at the moment, one thing that I do know is that it has affected my cognitive abilities greatly and tremendously. You know, when I was doing the video last night, I found myself not knowing what to say. I found myself not knowing how to find the words that I wanted to use to express what I was going through and what had happened to me in Joshua. It was really embarrassing, actually. I used to be such a better speaker, and I had a better grasp at the English language, and I used to have a really quick wit, and now that's not the same anymore. So yes, the biggest change that I see in me is my cognitive abilities. I've always considered myself a very intelligent person, and I've always been really good at expressing myself, but now I'm really challenged with that. You see, when brain cells are killed, they don't regenerate. And when you become an addict to something especially as difficult as meth, there's rewiring that takes place in your brain. That rewiring makes the use of crystal meth priority above all else, above eating, above sleeping, above paying your bills, above taking care of yourself, above any priority that should be paramount before something like recreational drug use. This rewiring is the science of addiction. Your primitive brain, others call it the lizard brain, the things that handle the basic functions, the part of the brain that handles the most basic functions, like eating, sleeping, etc., fight or flight, that sort of thing. This is the part that's really affected by addiction. It's in the front of your brain, and it makes the addiction number one in front of all of those things. And that's why it's so difficult to get off of drugs, because your dopamine receptors have been so overloaded with dopamine because of the use of crystal meth. My reward receptors, my reward programming in my brain has been so depleted and been so overloaded that nothing else can compare to the way that crystal meth makes me feel. And that's why the addiction is just that much harder to. So despite having all these months clean, and despite having this freedom from doing drugs and a little bit of space between my last use and now, I still very much want to do crystal meth. I still long for it. I still think about it. I still dream about it. I still want it. So the road is going to be an uphill battle, and it's certainly going to be a long one. And when it comes to my cognitive skills and my thinking abilities, that's also going to be a challenge. You see, my doctors say that it could take somewhere between 6 months to a year and a half for my cognitive skills to come back to the way they were, if that's even possible. Because they don't really know the extent of the damage that's been done by meth to my brain. So while I'm here in rehab, I am trying to gain as much information. I'm trying to gain as much information that I can. I'm asking a lot of questions. I am involving myself in group therapy. I'm having my one-on-one therapy. I am doing a lot of reflection and meditation, and I'm really trying my hardest to fix my situation and make my life better again. I may never be able to recover to the way things were prior to my using. I may never be able to recover anything to even close to resemble of what my life was like before I went to rehab. But if I can just gain some of it back, or most of it back, I'll be happy. The rewiring process is going to take time. The time that it takes to feel this psychic aha moment where I don't feel this urge and this longing to use may come only after a long period of not using. So I'm going to do my best to continue the process of getting better and healing and trying to gain back what I've lost. I'm also going to distance myself from anybody that I ever knew back in the day and the people that I used to use with, including Paulie Beans and all the other people that sold drugs to me. You see, it's nobody's fault but mine. It's not Paulie Beans' fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's my fault that I use drugs. He did play a role in exploiting me, but ultimately he wouldn't have done that if I didn't have a need for him to come and sell to me. So all is forgiven. I have no animosity towards him. I have no animosity towards anybody that sold me drugs. I am an addict, and I have to own that part. And I have to accept complete responsibility for my own actions and, the reason why my life is where it is now. So I may never come back to Florida. I may never go back to where I used to live. I can only look forward and move forward. And I'm very much motivated to do so because I enjoy the way that I feel right now. I enjoy feeling like my normal self again. I enjoy feeling calm and feeling normal for once after a long period of not feeling that way. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the ramifications of what drugs have done to my mind and how I'm experiencing the difficulties and the ramifications of doing that much to my brain. Hopefully there won't be much more damage to speak of, but we'll only have to see. But I'm going to think positively, and I'm going to put my focus on healing and getting better and not worrying about any more damage that's been done to my body or my brain. But I wanted to continue this mission that I'm having now, this other intent that I have for having this channel. I want to, well, in the beginning when I made this channel, I made it so that I can document my transition and so that people can see what it's like for a person that's trans and for other people that are trans so they can know that they were not alone. But now my mission has changed to add something more. And the second thing that I'm adding to this is that I want people to see what it's like for me in my sobriety and how I'm piecing together my life. For whatever reason, I made this channel, whether it be to document my transition or whether it be to document my sobriety. Either way, I want people to gain the most out of watching it. And I want to help people. I want to give back. I want people to benefit from my experiences and hopefully make better choices by hearing about mine. And that will make it all the worthwhile. Anyway, I gotta get to bed because I have rehab school in the morning, but I just wanted to thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me again, all right? Love you guys. Wish me the best, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye. Mwah.